Self-quarantine is not a jail sentence. A list of references will be provided at the end of this clip. All comic character names are used for fun only. Well, greetings everyone. I'm on day 7 of a mandatory precautionary self-quarantine period that was introduced for travelers who are returning from international destinations and is supposed to last for 14 days. A couple days ago, I posted a clip, and in that clip, I basically vented to the whole world about my oldest son, who I now call Supreme Leader Snoke, how he wanted to banish me to a hotel room because, according to him, my presence in the house posed a danger to the rest of the family. And shortly before that, my daughter Harley Quinn, she stormed out of the house because, according to her, she heard that I stepped outside my room into the hallway while keeping a nice safe distance from everybody else. Again, she thought that was wrong, and that's it. That she dashed off and went off to hang out with her friends, where I'm pretty sure that the concept of social distancing is thought of as an old, ancient practice from the Stone Ages. And in that video clip, basically, I reviewed the guidelines, health advisory guidelines, not just the ones that were given to me, but also locally and even some international destinations. The documents I was given by a Canada Border Customs officer when I returned is this document here, and I basically took the information from it and put it right here on this slide. And basically in it, there, okay, you guys can see it. Okay, it says basically stay at home, keep distance from others, no visitors, monitor your health, and practice hygiene, proper hygiene. And if you develop any symptoms, then you must separate, isolate yourself from the rest of the people, the household, and this is for 14 days. Now, shortly after posting that clip, I received some heartfelt comments from my second oldest son, Captain America, and I must share that with you if you'd allow me. It's really, really reassuring. He says, "Dad, I don't trust sanitation level at hotels, so I doubt that's a better option. And locking yourself in a room seems like the best option. Finally, please God, the next 9 days go by faster. Merci à tout, Captain America." Well, what is wrong with that? Some of you might say, you know what, for sure, that's reasonable, that's better, that's safer, to be on the safe side, etc. Well, please allow me to share with you why this type of thinking could be actually dangerous, and why we should stick and adhere to the levels that are and standards that are introduced by our local authority, health authority. It's very important that we do that and not fall into the trap of our own personal interpretations and standards of those for other people around us. So, first of all, what were my children suggesting or trying to impose on me? Well, first, Supreme Leader Snoke wanted me to just stay in a hotel room for 14 days. Harley Quinn and Captain America just wanted me to stay in one room in the house, not allowed to leave that room, and I must keep my door closed again for 14 days. What is wrong with that? Well, let me go through it step by step. Let's just discuss Supreme Leader Snoke's approach to the hotel stay. And basically, let me just share this with you. It's quite interesting, the thought process they went through. And if we go back to this recommendation here, Supreme Leader Snoke just thought if he substitutes the first one, the word hotel instead of home, takes care of the rest, don't have to worry about the rest. Harley Quinn and Captain America just felt, you know what, we can just drop the no visitors so we can come and go as we want, and visitors can come and go as they want. But if we introduce you staying in your room, locking your door, etc., that's better for everybody. Let's begin with Supreme Leader Snoke's approach, okay? Staying in a hotel room. What's wrong with that? Well, the whole idea behind asking someone to stay at home is you're trying to isolate. If there's a case of infection, you're trying to limit it to an individual in a household. By asking to stay at a hotel, there's greater exposure risk to that individual and society, because that individual is going to be exposed to other individuals, and they may actually even contract that illness from there. Think that they have to deal with the staff at the hotel, room service, and so forth. And the staff there are not really equipped. They might follow proper sanitary practices, but these guys are not fully, ready to deal with infectious disease kind of precautions. Risk to the staff, risk to other individuals staying in the hotel, risk to the individual themselves that you're asking to stay at the hotel. That's one. You're imposing financial burden, unnecessary financial burden on that person that they have to pay for hotel stay for 14 days. You're creating unnecessary dependency for that person as far as getting food, drink, etc. And also think of the physical and psychological impact. It really demonstrates lack of knowledge of infectious disease in general and understanding the mode of transmission of the coronavirus COVID-19 in particular. That's important. If we look at what Harley Quinn and Captain America wanted to impose on me. Now, think of this. Think of a young individual who has no control over the household. Think of an older, fragile person who have to go through this. Think of a person with handicap, physical or mental. And now we're going to have to ask them to stay in one room in the house. And surely that room may or may not be the prime room in the household. Okay? That room may or may not have windows. And they may have to use a shared toilet. And we ask them to stay there, keep the door closed. They're going to be fully dependent on another family member for basic life needs. Water, drink, food. Probably have to get permission to use the restroom, etc. We're creating worse than prison-like condition for an individual. They may not even have access to fresh air. We don't even do this to people in jail. So how did our brilliant thinking evolve to this level? And I think we just need to take a step back a little bit. 14 days, folks, is not a short period of time. 14 days is quite a long time. And if we impose these harsh conditions on someone, you must stay in a locked room, keep your door locked, and so forth, they can't leave, etc. In 14 days, they may have suffered some serious physical or psychological damage. So we really have to be careful of this. Once again, like the guidelines were really simple. There they are. Okay? So just in conclusion, and I'm hoping in the next segments we can talk a little bit more about this and how I can demonstrate to you that this type of thinking is based on panic and fearful thinking and emotional logic rather than factual evidence-based analytical thinking, which is what we need. So just as a quick conclusion to this, basically, precautionary self-quarantine for travelers is not a jail sentence, and contracting the actual illness itself should not be considered a death sentence. We absolutely must follow the up-to-date local and national health advisories by our health authorities and avoid propagating, introducing individual interpretations, individual standards. And if we're not sure, contact our local health authorities. I thank you for your attention, and as I promised at the beginning of the video, here are a list of my references. Thank you, guys.